In today's video, we'll showcase the New York premiere of the movie, Lady in the Lake. The movie is directed by Alma Har'el and starring Natalie Portman, Moses Ingram, Yolande Knowles, Brett Gelman, Byron Bowers, Noah Jupe, Josiah Cross, Mikey Madison, and Pruitt Taylor Vince. Make sure to watch the video till the end as we bring you exclusive interviews with the cast and crew of the movie on the red carpet.
I was so excited to work with Alma Har'el, and I've admired her work so much, and she just exceeded every expectation I dreamed of. And also this story of two women trying to liberate themselves, tell their own story was so compelling, and to get to work with Moses Ingram was amazing. I think that there's so much incredible atmosphere. You've got the music and the fashion of the 60s, and the production design is just gorgeous. And then you've got these two really ferocious women leading these extraordinary lives with a murder mystery that's got its twists and turns. I feel like Apple just has such incredible taste and always has the finest sort of artistic taste, and Alma is just such a master and has such a gorgeous eye and such a gorgeous heart. So I think people will be blown away by her vision.
Well, it's beautiful to see a woman on such a complicated ride. I think one thing I really hope that people walk away with from this experience is to have a little more grace. I think if we looked at Cleo on paper, we'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe she did all of these things. But people make these decisions for a reason when they're forced to. And so I hope people remember that. I hope they appreciate the work that everybody put in. It takes a lot of people to make anything, hundreds of people. And every one of them matter to the process, and I'm grateful for them today in particular. Alma says tension, murder, mystery, and I think that encapsulates it perfectly. Apple TV is the home of prestige. I'm so happy every time I get to come back and do quality work. My song and a dream dance sequence, it would probably be something by Megan Thee Stallion. Probably. Yeah, that's what I got. To be welcomed in as not just a body, but as a collaborator. To feel like my thoughts and ideas on Cleo mattered, on the city mattered. And it's really priceless. Alma is tremendous, light, positive, and she comes with that every day. Same energy. What you see is what you get, and I appreciate that. And Natalie Portman is a legend, and I strive to reach that level on a daily. So
it was, from the minute I heard about it and that Natalie Portman was attached to it, I just had to read the book, obviously. And then when I read it, I just couldn't let it go. And there's just something about this that is a combination of so many things that are, on my mind, I guess, and a way of telling a story in a new way that involves murder and mystery and twists and turns, but it's really about people, and about the duality of our existence in a world that doesn't always let us make our dreams come true and punish us for what we want. Apple really let us do something that I think everybody else was afraid of, and they understood the vision of this show, that it's not another show that treats storytelling in a way that people are used to. And I think that they, from the start, just let us go and film and make it happen with all the challenges that it presented.
I think it was very well written. It was just a really cool vibe of the script. And then my character is so innocent, and yet she knows what she wants, and just she knows how to get it. Alma was really, really sweet. She was a really good director. I thought that she just made the vision come to life. And then Natalie was so sweet. She just cared a lot. I just really hope that they see something meaningful and thrilling and chilling all at the same time.
I consulted produced on this, so I was able to put some of my life into this character as a stand-up comedian, and I think it shows a part of a comedian's life that we really don't see. Some of the darkness that adds to the funny. And it was during a very important part of time that birthed the comedians that I look up to, like the George Carlins, the Richard Pryors, and the Lenny Bruce, when people wanted to discover their voice and tell their truth versus tell like knock-knock jokes or whatever they was telling before then.
It was amazing being able to work on a character who had a chapter in the source material that inspired the work, because it's essentially an entire chapter of inner monologue that sort of keys you into insights into the character that you don't normally have when you're approaching a role. So that was amazing. I mean, of course, the opportunity to work with Natalie and Alma, who is a visionary and blew me away on all levels, from the way she structured the set experience to, of course, her insights and her visual intuition about scenes. So yeah, that was very exciting. Wallace himself shares a history with Natalie and is somebody who has a position, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but somebody who has a job that she might have had if she weren't a Jewish woman growing up in Baltimore in the 60s. And I get to play this sort of dichotomy of his public-facing reporter appearance and, of course, the truth behind that, which I feel like resonates with current themes and topical and important things today. So I was excited at that prospect as well. It's a story that contends with identity and of all kinds of religious, gender identity, and sort of holds a mirror up to some of the issues that are very important today.
As Alma always says, tension, murder, mystery, and I'll add dancing. To be honest, I think I'm just excited for people to not know what to expect, to go in with their own ideas, and then every episode it kind of continues to shift and continues to shift. And then later, I think it flips itself on the head, and I'm just excited to see how people ride that roller coaster. Apple's been so supportive since the beginning. They've just been so supportive the whole way through, allowing Alma the freedom to reinvent the book and make it her own.
I think the first thing that appealed to me were the people working on it. Natalie and Alma are two people that I've wanted to work with. And then beyond that, the character just really interested me. I think it's always fascinating when there's a character that there's a lot under the surface and there's something that you can dig into. So I think that's really exciting when there's a lot to discover. So I was invigorated by that in the script. It's a mysterious, dark, wild ride with two women's lives colliding, and throughout the series, there's mystery that unfolds. You learn about the people, the characters, and the imagery is beautiful, and the sound and the music is beautiful. So it's like a dream. Dream dance sequence, I would say Me and My Shadow.
I'm so excited for people to see Moses's beautiful work, and really excited for people to see Alma's imagination. The show is captivating and artistic and something that I think is going to inspire a lot of people. My character is Dora Carter, and she's Cleo Johnson, Moses Ingram's best friend, and it's like watching something warm, like friendship for like that stretch of time, sisterhood. I'm just ready to, it's so beautiful. It's just so warm and nostalgic. And that's who Dora is. She's Cleo's best friend. She's a jazz singer. She's sexy. She's cool. You'll see. I hope viewers are curious and ready to go back and explore African American history, like what Black opulence really was. I'm ready for people to do that.
A little bit about my character, Reggie. Man, he's the guy that moves the chess pieces around. He's the one that is the connective tissue to this interwoven group of people. And he's behind the scenes of everyone. You know, he's behind the scenes with Maddie, he's behind the scenes with Michelle and Cleo. And he himself is a pawn in this entire cog. And I think his loyalty is what gets him in trouble.
It's different because I've seen a couple of the episodes, and Alma has really made it her own. And she's made it this wonderful kind of fever dream about two women who end up on a collision course in Baltimore in the mid-1960s. I hope what viewers take away from the story is that in the end, everyone owns their own narrative, and trying to steal someone else's life story is a kind of incursion. It's, you know, that we all own our own stories and no one else should be trying to define who we are. I mean, sure, reporters do that. It's part of a journalist's job. But at the end of the day, we get to be the expert on ourselves. If I had a dream dance sequence, oh my gosh, I think it would be Lydia the Tattooed Lady from an old Marx Brothers film.
I think this is a really fun story about two women and how they find themselves more connected than they think they are. So I'm excited for people to watch and relate to the two main characters. I think Apple is best in class, and they are telling stories at the highest level. We had a lot of fun. We were given all the toys to play with. So I'm super excited that they exist, and I love making content for them. This is my second show with Apple. So I'm excited.
The show has everything. I mean, it's got a murder mystery at the center of it, but it's also got all these socioeconomic and cultural observations about the black community and the Jewish community of Baltimore in the 1960s. Unbelievable performances from Natalie Portman and Moses, and I'm in it. So what else do you have to know? I think it's a beautiful message for strong women. There's a feminist message very much embedded within this story, and both women are limited, held back by their respective communities, and each of them in their own way fights to break out of the stereotypes that bind them. Natalie Portman is living in a household, an Orthodox Jewish household, where women are meant to just stay in the kitchen, and she refuses to accept that life. And I think it's very brave for both her character and as an actress.
I love Alma as a filmmaker, and Natalie's one of my favorite actresses. I think she's amazing. I think it's full of surprises. It's beautifully shot. Alma's a visionary, and Natalie's incredible. It's an incredible ensemble cast as well, so a lot of beautiful performances.
Luckily, I read a review in the New York Times 5 years ago that Stephen King wrote on the book that had just come out, and I really took to it. And as I read it, I really thought I saw one person in mind, and it was Natalie Portman to play Maddie. And my late partner and I were able to get her infected with the same kind of enthusiasm that we had for the project. And from there, it was who was going to become the filmmaker, and we had one wish for that, and that was Alma Har'el. And luckily, she said yes, and then we were off to the races.
To be completely honest, all I really needed was a call from Alma asking me to do the project, and I was in. But that being said, I got the added bonus of reading the fantastic script and also getting a very complicated character because, Seth is he's not the nicest of people. He's not the most morally agreeable. But I think those are the most interesting characters to play, and they're the most fun to play because they're complicated, you know? I think just where it goes, because I don't think anyone knows quite where it's going to go. And hold out because it gets crazy and it's worth it. So, yeah. If I was to have a dream dance sequence, what song would I play? There's this song called That's Alright, but I don't know the name. It's this crazy Russian choir, and it's this song it's called That's Alright, and it's this beautiful woman's voice.
I think the biggest thing about the script in of itself was that Ferdy's a man who wasn't willing to compromise. And that's an admirable quality that, I'm always going to be appreciative of, and I found it really intriguing to play. From the series, you can expect a genre-bending series, something that sort of goes into the elements of a murder mystery, noir, thriller, some elements of fantasy. I'm really excited about people just to see Alma, right, and what she does. I think it's extremely special visually, and everything from her background and everything that she's able to pull into the show, I think it really speaks volumes. A dream dance sequence, it's a good question. It'd probably be some shimmy in there, mixed with a little bit of, you know what? Honestly, I feel like You Send Me, Sam Cooke, would be playing somehow. Might just be a slow dance. Maybe with my mom. She's somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I'd have to go with that.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.